Hello. Um, yeah, so today I'm not going to be playing games, or if so, probably later in the night. But for now, probably some Maya, probably some photoshopping. Um, just going to be working on one of my assessments, just chilling, chatting, talking about shit, getting shit done, I guess. As I got assessments to do, and we got like 4 weeks or not 4 weeks, but it's due at the end of the month, and so I'm just like, I will get it done now, and if I need to, I'll come back to it later. Um, but hey, if it's mostly done now, it'll be easy to come back to. So yeah, that's about what's gonna be happening for today's stream. So not interest you, that's fair enough. Want to just listen, chill with me? I'm completely down to chat, or just lurk. Up to you. Um, Otherwise, yeah. That's probably what the main thing that I'm going to be doing today is. Now, here's one thing I did want to bring up before stream, unrelated to whatever I'm doing, but it was just something that I've been seeing a lot of people. Not like this has like no correlation to I would hope anybody, um, that I know would be asking. But this is something that I just see relatively often. I'm just like, more often than I would like to see, and I'm gonna give my, I would hope not controversial take on this. Um, Albeit controversial, but for like 5% of people who play games. Um, those chronically online people. So somebody, I would just bring this up. I might as well. Um, Now, I'm not, trying to use this as a, oh, my argument is better than your argument, but I hate saying this. Now, conversely, I do scroll through Cyberpunk, Starfield, so forth discussions from time to time just to see, what's going on, if any new information's out, any new questions and stuff that I'm intrigued on as well. Um, I'm not surprised when I see something like this because I see it relatively often. But a question you'll see for a lot of popular titles these days is really, you know, for example, so Phantom Liberty, to give context, is a DLC, well, I should say expansion, because it's a bit more than just a DLC. Well, it is a DLC, but it's not your generalized DLC. For Cyberpunk 2077. So, yeah, he's asking, do you think Phantom Liberty will be as good as Blood and Wine, which is a DLC for Witcher? And if so, would you pre-order it or would you wait a bit? And I think, and I think I want to read that afterwards, but you know, do you think I think this is the most convoluted, fucking stupid question you could ever ask. Um, I think this is a viable question. Do you think it will be as good as Bond One? That's a plenty good question. Um, that I think nobody will actually know the answer to, nor do I think there is a yes or no answer to it either. Um, but I do think that's a solid question to ask. I don't think it's something that I would think anybody should call somebody stupid for. Um, because I think it's a bit of a hit or miss question. I think it's also like, you know, what's a good example? Like you could say, should I get FIFA because I like, Battlefield 1 or 4 or whatever? And it's like, I think it's a bit of a stupid question in that regard, made by the same people, but it's quite a different thing getting mad at people's reactions. I was thinking that this is fine. I was explaining why I think this is a fine statement, albeit it's relatively not one that you should be asking. Um, it's this that's stupid, and I'm explaining why I think it's fucking stupid and why I don't think people should be getting their fucking tits in a bag about it. You know what I mean? So I think you know, The Witcher and Cyberpunk are significantly different games. I mean, for example, Amy, you like Cyberpunk, and you've never played Witcher, but would Witcher be your kind of game? Not sure. You like Skyrim. It's pretty similar to Skyrim, but on the other side, maybe you like Skyrim because of the nostalgia and playing it when were it's a game that you used to play, and maybe that's why you like it. Um, and if it's due to nostalgia, then maybe Witcher wouldn't be as interesting to you as yeah. But Witcher's generally, a very popular game, and one of the arguable best, expansions out of any game is commonly looked at as Blood and Wine DLC expansion, and that's it adds an amazing new map with an amazing storyline. Even I haven't finished playing through Blood and Wine, but I've played through Heart of Stone, which is the one prior, and I think that's by far the best expansion. And I think it itself I would consider to be, if it was a game itself, that little 12-hour game that I played as an expansion would be up there as one of my favorite games of all time, just for that expansion like storyline. I mean, the amount of detail and depth that went into Heart of Stone was insane. So basically, for the majority of mainline cutscenes, this character is in the background. Like, he is literally physically there. You don't see him. You do see him, but you don't notice him because he's, you use the trickery of, drawing your attention. And he's the first character you ever meet as well. So there's so much, like, hidden depth into just the base game itself. And then him being the antagonist of, not the original antagonist, but he turns out to be the antagonist. He's kind of always the antagonist, but you know what I mean. Of the expansion, and so there's just so much depth to it. There's such a good expansion. So I consider that to be one of the best stories I've played in terms of gaming. And so I think it's a bit because it's a completely different game, completely different context. I don't think it's okay to. I don't think you can compare it. It's kind of like Blood and Wine's pretty top tier. I don't think it will be as good as Blood and Wine, but I do think it will be a good expansion. They haven't missed when it comes to expansions. That's my opinion on it, but I also think they're completely different games, and it's hard to compare a relatively significantly different game with completely different context. I mean, this one, we're fucking saving the fucking, president of America, which is a bit of a different context, I think. I think that one's going to be more story-focused, whereas Blood and Wine was more, it was story-focused, but a lot of that was exploration and admiration of the area, I guess. Okay, so yeah, that was my short but long take on that question. But here's where I'm gonna fucking get into the thick of it. No point asking whether you should pre-order it. First off, don't ask random other people if you should pre-order something. Are you interested in pre-ordering it? If so, do you have the money to pre-order it? If so, do you have the money to the point where it's expendable, to the point where you're not starving yourself to afford this expansion? And if that is also so, purchase it. If any of those answers are no's, and you don't have the money, or you can't, you don't have enough pocket change, or you don't want to pre-order it, then don't fucking pre-order it. It's as simple as that. You're not forced to pre-order it, and if it doesn't entirely interest you, or you're not certain, then fucking wait, because there's no point purchasing something for pre-ordering bonuses. But on the contrary, I don't think it should be a question. Well, first off, like I was saying, you shouldn't be questioning other people whether you should be pre-ordering something or not, because I don't see why somebody else's opinion should affect yours. If you're interested in a game, don't ask other person if the game will interest you, because there's only one person who can answer that question, and that's you. So don't ask me. Don't ask Jim Bob on the fucking Who's Your Neighbor, and don't ask some random person on the internet, because all of our opinions are irrelevant compared to yours. So, stupid fucking question. You ate that line. Hungry. But also, I see a lot of other stupid questions. Not questions. Responses. And one that I replied to here was saying, it's a DLC. Why would you pre-order it from a company with this track record? Worried it's going to run out of stock? Question mark. I thought that was one of the most stupidest responses. I mean, first off, there's no con in pre-ordering on Steam, as you've always got 2 hours of playtime. I'm pretty sure even with the DLCs. I'm not sure how the DLCs work, and I'd have to do some looking into. But as long as it's a game, I can 100% say 2 hours or 2 weeks, since you purchased it. If you don't break any of those, you can refund it with all your money back. So it's a case of, if it interests you to pre-order away, as you can always refund it if it turns out to be shit. There's no point, as I state here, there's no point, fucking waiting and listening to other people and what their experiences are in the game. As Cyberpunk, for me, when it launched, was lovely, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I played a good amount of hours on launch. With only really one relatively minor bug that was patched within a day of me experiencing it. So, does that mean that anybody else's experiences with bugs impacted my playtime, my experience with Cyberpunk? No, it didn't. And that's exactly why I say, if something interests you, buy it away, because somebody else's experience is never going to be indicative of your experience, okay? Maybe they run into issues, maybe you won't. There are plenty of people running into issues on 4090s with Jedi Survivor, and lo and behold, some people were running it fine. It's a matter of, I guess, luck. So, also, it's never going to be indicative of one person's experience compared to yours, unless it's hard-coded that that's going to be an issue you're going to run into. So, yeah, I don't think that you should look at, judge something on somebody else's experience unless it's something that is a highly common issue. So, yeah, I think if you run into any issues, refund it. They will accept your refund, as they did with the game prior. So, don't fucking, get your fucking mind in some weird places and go hooga, when you're never going to run into fucking any issues in that regard. And, ultimately, bad track record, Witcher 3 was, arguably fucking game of the decade. Cyberpunk is still one of the top played games right now. We can look it up. It, as of last year, was still hitting over 1 million players every single fucking day. I don't think many people realize how little games get over 1 million players each day. So, point in case, very popular games, and obviously good because people wouldn't be playing it if it's fucking unplayable. So, if we go into Steam DB info and look up, top played games, one of the top played games of the top, I would say 50 games, I would say around 65. Yeah, it's the 65th most popular game on Steam as of currently. So, out of how many games on Steam, being within the top 100, that's fucking literally top tier shit. So anything that's within the top 100 is a relatively popular game, as that's about as popular as you're going to get when it comes to PC games. Outside of a couple extra small, not smaller, but separate games such as Fortnite and shit that only really run on a single other platform. In that regard. So, yeah. And Fortnite's pretty much the one and only other, you know, game that you could look at in that regard. So, yeah, anything that's top 100 is the top 100 fucking games on PC, really. So, expect those to be, in terms of popularity, some of the most popular shit. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. It's a stupid question and stupid responses. People are just a bit deluded and don't understand, you know, that we as consumers have rights, and our rights are often, you know, looked after. We're not stuck with stupid decisions, and we have the ability to, you know, take back our decisions in that regard. We're not hard stuck to spending those money. And I always say, don't fucking spend the money if you can't afford it, you know? If it's too much that you have to really question it, don't fucking buy it. There's no reason to be, you know, sticking yourself in a situation that isn't really worth it. Yeah. And the stupid people that judge people who fucking pre-order shit, you are a minority. Hating pre-ordering people, as well as a bit deluded. I think pre-ordering some specific games that are indefinite going to be scams makes sense. Like, that's stupid. For example, The Day Before, which is, they haven't shown really anything that isn't a fucking scam. If that was purchasable and people purchase that, that's on you. But you know, none of these are hard out scams as much as people would like to say. So I don't think it's overly smart treating shit like that. Visual asset generation. Anyway, how are you, Amy? That was my rant of the day for stupid fucking people. Just meowing, listening to my rant. Yeah, we're chilling. Was working on a sword. Didn't really like how that came out, but that's alright. Oh, that was in class, and then really just been working. Bit sore, but otherwise chilling. So you just wanting to get this shit done. I'm just a bit worried about consistency with all these models. You know, making sure that, you know, this is as consistent as the rest of the stuff. You know, like, I'm keeping this relatively smooth, and I kind of wish I could go a bit more in depth into how many I don't think it does this. I think I was trying this the other day, but if I try harden edge, does that work? That does. I think I prefer that as a hardened edge. Anything that's a flat edge, I think, should be a hardened edge. I think that only makes sense. Otherwise, I think that's alright. So our limit is 500 tries. So 484. As much as I wish this could be more, I'm restricted to the point where I just can't. This is a candle, if it's not obvious. I guess you could say it's not obvious because I got stupid fucking image planes here, but that's going to be a flame. And I have a sore fucking elbow right now. I don't know if it's fucking red, yeah. Why is that a sore elbow? I think it's just because I always have it on my fucking table, so it's always just wearing that shit. I'm just going to be going through this shit, and then I'll start UV unwrapping and whatnot. Oh, why did I not save that? Smart guy here. One question I need to ask the teachers, but it's too fucking late. So I'm probably not going to do this today. We're told that all of our objects should be combined. My only issue is these are separate objects. So I don't really want to conjoin. Like, obviously I'll conjoin these two, right? As that makes sense. I have no reason to make a fucking coin joint with my fucking pouch. And I will I just wish I could get a bit more geometry with here, but I'm once again at 484. 484 is a common thing, it seems, because I keep running into it. I just wish that I could get a little bit more so it's less harsh there. But it's one of those things. I also wished I could add a row here, but I couldn't. Sadly. So, what am I gonna do? Geo underscore pouch underscore 01. Geo underscore coin. How's your day? And I will join these. Of course, it names it like that. Skip class today. I thought so. Not gonna join these until I've UV'd them. Oh. Because I saw you run Photoshop the whole day. I'm like, oh, is she skipping class? Fair enough. Do you get your work done at least? You just didn't want to be in class. That's fair. As long as you're not, you know, getting stuck in the whole failing the class, because, like, it does seem you're pretty ahead of schedule in that regard, so. It's the only reason I would say not to skip if you're gonna fail the class for any reason, but, I don't think that's gonna be the case. Just trying to think about the best way of unwrapping this. Rigging I'm scared of. I would be scared of as well. I'm scared of doing that. Myself. Oh, that is not good. Oh, a minute, let me just cut these. First off, let me select these vertices that shouldn't be there. Delete them. That cuts away my tries. Here we go. Now we're getting a bit of extra shit going. And I'm just realizing I've got extra shit that I don't need here. I don't need this at all. I just deleted my edges already. But I'll control delete them, so at least get rid of the vertices as well. As I don't see the point in having extra, you know, faces here when it's not impact, like, that's going to be the bottom. You're not going to see that anyway. So I think that is good. That also means that I've got a good amount of extra tries to play with, which I'm actually happy about doing. And if I'm lucky, and don't do that, but face select. Will we be able to? I don't think so. Unless I do this and think about this smart. I retopologize these, and I don't think this is going to change it at all. As it didn't. Unfortunate. I still would have very really wished to have been able to, you know, Control E, R, and Control, yeah. Okay. Next idea. I'm just, you know, why did I do that? Even if I can't add those extra faces, nothing's stopping me from making some petri dish looking fucking thing. Aha! Then if I face select these, mesh display, out an edge. Got a nice coin. Still not as good, but it's a good way of getting extra details. Freaking gore monster, jeez. Chill, Amy. Oh my gosh, everyone keeps asking for is there behind the scenes look of something that World Creator has made. And I mean, I'm not going to show the video, but just it. There's this video. I am not going to show the video because I'm going to actually say something about it, but I will upload it here. Anybody's interested, top tier video, even if, you know, you're not interested in World Creator. It's just, I'm going to show a clip from it. Not a clip, but a single shot from it. Like, there's just some insane shit. So, you know, I think they did a very awesome job on working on this. And everyone keeps asking for, you know, is there behind the scenes? You know, how did you make it? And, you know, the creator of it, because it's only really made by a handful of people, indeed, behind it. And, you know, he helps people if they ask for, you know, yeah, how did you do this section? There's no behind the scenes. There's no tutorials. There's no anything like that. But everyone keeps asking, like, weekly. I keep saying, yo, did somebody do this? Like, oh, I just kind of wish people scrolled up and, you know, tried searching before asking, you know what I mean? Because generally, if you run into any issues, it's good to search it up to see if it's, you know, your question has been answered before instead of making a fool of yourself. But, I mean, is there... Yeah. So anyway, I don't know, bit weird, but one of those things. Yeah, anyway, while I'm working on this, I'm just gonna bring up something. That's interesting. Payday 3. Not gonna download that on stream, but that's interesting. I have Payday 3 beta access. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Bit skeptical about it, but should be interesting. I'm just gonna send a screenshot to a mate because homie has been looking forward to it, and he's very excited for it. So I have to message him to let him know. Yeah, so there was a, but I call it debate, not sure. But there was a talk on Twitter recently, and I thought I'd just bring it up because it was interesting. Mutahar did a video on it, as Mutahar is one of the people involved in it. So Mutahar being Some Ordinary Gamers. And it was a video about, not a video, it was a debate on the old x.com Twitter, and anyway, it was effectively XQC reacting to Lemino, some video, and he, mentions, Lemino spends months researching, scripting, and editing a video just for React streamers to re-upload the entire thing and provide zero input. Mutahar's just like, it's a shame garbage like this fills the recommended tab. And XQC is like, wonder what triggers people like you so much. Revenue share? Audience split? Algorithm? I've heard this complaint a million times. The most public figures trying to attack it from multiple angles just to fall flat on their faces. Watching a video like, to my people, that's it. That is infringing on, DMCA. You cannot re-upload content that is owned by other people without it being transformative. That is one of the rules of YouTube, Twitch, shit like that. Yeah, indeed. Like, I kind of like XQC, but this was something stupid. I do not watch XQC on any regular basis, but something interesting I stumbled across, and I'm just like, such a shit take by him. It's not at all acceptable, I don't think, at all, re-uploading anybody else's video. It's one thing streaming somebody else's video, and it's another thing uploading it again onto even the same platform, Somebody records something, uploads to YouTube, and somebody yoinks it and re-uploads it. I don't think any of that is acceptable, to me. The way I look at it often is like, if I spend, 20, 40, 100 hours making a model, and somebody re-uploads it on the same place that I was giving it away for free, and potentially adding, money into it, they start selling it and reselling my own item, I would be like, why the fuck? That's my fucking thing that I made. You had no, input in making that. Same thing, a lot of these Twitch streamers re-upload, YouTube videos of their reactions, and they'll be eating fucking food, or they will be taking a massive dump on the toilet, or, some stupid shit, not reacting. And even if it is a reaction, it's very minute. They don't even pause the video and go on a rant like I would, It's always, so there's no transformative aspects. There's no, debating or shit like that. It's really just watch video. Oh, that was a funny joke. On to the next meme. You know, it's fucking... It's just that shit. There's nothing to it. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. You're not allowed. You can get your videos taken down, DMCA strike, shit like that, because it's by, you know, fucking terms, it's breaking terms of service and internet property, and you shouldn't be doing that. I don't see why he thinks it's okay, and I don't see why anybody thinks it's okay. I don't, you know, I myself am not, you know, judging just XQC here, but all the people that do that. I think there are people, I think stuff like what Mutaha does, you know, Penguin Zero, and such forth, those sorts of reaction type of YouTubers. I think that's fair, right? Theirs are always, you know, what their videos are always, okay, you know, there's a video, there's an issue or response to that video that they would like to upload. So it might be, look at this stupid fucking take. Then it is explaining why it's stupid, you know, giving an example of what the fuck they've done is fucking stupid, and, you know, talking about what they fucking shouldn't be doing and how to improve it, you know, their actions. And that's what those guys usually do. But XQC and Pokimane and all these other people, yeah, they do not, and, you know, they don't do anything. They literally, in one fucking, you know, ear and out the other one. No talking, no fucking debating, no going. Like, if I watch that I Am video, I'm like, look, you know, I understand that they've used Quixel fucking bridge, you know, to access all these models and shit. And they've used, obviously, World Creator 2. You know, that's transformative. Do you know that they use Quixel bridge, you know, objects? Do you know that they didn't use World Creator 2022? They actually use World Creator 2, you know, the prior version. We're already up to 2023 now, which is going to be getting released, you know, within the month, really. Stuff like that. That is transformative. That's, you know, bringing information that's not obviously stated in that video. But no, they don't, and you know, I'm not even watching that video. I just know that shit because I've seen it before. And I've put my research into it, so I can talk about that. But those guys don't have anything. And it's bad enough that they stream it. It's worse the fact that they don't fucking react. I mean, there was a thing coming out of XQC. He was gone for like fucking 10 minutes for whatever reason during a video. And then he comes back and is like, you know, going, ooh, look, there's some exquisite material being used and shit like that. And I'm just like, obviously you're talking straight out of your ass, you're mocking shit, but that's not okay. You can't, if you're going to be gone, pause it, go onto a be right back screen if need be, play some fucking copyright-free music, and enjoy your fucking time while you gotta take a shit or something, or grab some food, because you shouldn't be fucking uploading your shit while you're not even there. You know? And a lot of these streamers had issues of, you know, re-uploading, you know, anime and movies and shit. You can't do that, you know? It's like you're a fucking movie theater. You can't, you know, hop on Netflix and fucking re-upload Netflix fucking movies and sell tickets for $10 to watch Netflix on this big screen. No, they can't do that. They have to, you know, pay shit tons of money to effectively rent out the access of, you know, reselling this movie, you know, so other people can watch it in their cinema. That's how that shit works. It's the same thing here. You can't expect to fucking pop open Netflix and do that shit. Same with audio broadcasters, right? They have to pay a shit ton of money to all these sorts of things, to all these companies that own all these, you know, producers and shit that own all this shit, all those audio like music and shit, so they have access to the point where they can, you know, play those music, that music on, you know, on the radio and so forth. You know, it's not like somebody has fucking Spotify going and it's just, you know, oh, I love this song, let's play this one. No, they gotta pay money, they gotta do a lot of shit. If I recall correctly, in Germany, as streaming is considered a broadcasting thing, streamers in Germany actually have to pay broadcasting fucking fees and fines. But they get the ability to play whatever the fucking music they want as they are having to pay broadcasting fines. So that's something interesting that you may not know. A lot of German streamers can fucking, play whatever music they want, really, within reason, because they have to pay broadcasting fines and fees to stream their shit. Often. Not all the case, but often. So, yeah, I don't see why people expect to be able to re-upload other people's shit, other people's work that they spend time on, and they get none of your money back. If it was split 50-50, sure. But that streamer has to go out of their way to split it 50-50, and all that income they have to fucking send over to them. They don't do that, okay? Not many do. Maybe some do, but not many do. So yeah, it's all a bunch of fucking baloney, and they don't do none of that, and it's fucking stupid. So yeah, there's so much stupid shit that goes on in the internet that makes me go, yeah, hot take indeed. Like, I sometimes hop onto Twitch streams and people are playing DMCA music, and I see people, reacting to videos and shit. I'm just like, the only reason you haven't been taken down is by how big you are and how much of an inconvenience it would be for that company to take you down, as they would probably be harassed by your viewers. But realistically, you should be taken down because it's not acceptable for you to be able to re-upload this sort of shit. And sometimes they do take your videos down, sometimes they don't, but I think that you shouldn't be allowed to do that at all. And you're not allowed, it's just pure fucking luck that you don't get your shit taken down. Okay, I need to double check these edges. Because I was cutting this and I don't know where all the seams went. No, it's here. Let me focus. Yes. I'm just got the UVs open on the side. For some reason, maybe it's always slow. Non-manifold geometry. I don't know what that green fucking dot is, but... if I go... merge... by if it's fucking close, and reapply it. Nice UVs should totally texture them like that, indeed. Just wondering why I have a fucking green, dot. Gives me a green dot, but doesn't select the vertex itself. As non-manifold geometry, which doesn't make sense. If I do this and go apply, does nothing, and is hopefully fixed. Whatever the issue is, it's fixed. Indeed, Amy, you tell him. Don't know why that's glitching. I would assume how much? Jeez. Why the fuck does it cost so much? Oh. Mainly detail and size, you believe? That's fair. Just wondering whether I bother trying to straighten some of these or if it's not worth it. See if I can move it out. Because we did learn how to straighten the UVs, it's just... So one way of straightening UVs... Toby, stop ignoring. What do you say? Wait, where are you typing? Oh, sorry, I didn't miss it. Man, Tobes, you would laugh at the... Oh, sorry, I missed that. Man, Tobes, you'd laugh at the new champ. PTS is up right now, and the Altus... Yes. I did look at his things, and I haven't looked at it in a minute. His abilities were, like, relatively complex, but not too complex. Is it Omen, right? Paladins. I'm sorry, Amy. And of course it doesn't appear here. Is it a front line? Yeah. No damage. Copycat Genos, but damage. Don't know if I would. I might like that. Average shotgun. Tap is interesting. Hold is slower, but in a narrow spread. These passive shits are confusing. Oh, additional effects. Also slowed. Branded enemies. Interesting. Was that the ult there? Holy. I mean, on one side it seems alright, but that amount of time, what is that? I think it is statistically like 1.5 seconds or something, but it... 1.8 seconds, but that feels like fucking 3 seconds. If you're getting hit by that, jeez, you're a bit slow. Yeah. You know it's bad when even Ruben's questioning that shit. You're very close to death. So, with your experience, would you say it's better holding or tapping to fire? Legit deleted everyone. Indeed. But it takes forever, yeah. So it seems pretty strong, but just fucking taking way too long. Okay, so it is very, very good. You just have to be stupid to be hit by that. Okay, and holding seems to be nice. Okay, so he's got some, like, pushback, I think. Instantly dash in the direction you're moving. Okay, I like that. Then not the way that you're fucking looking as well, which I hate. Have to reflex some reflex of grandparents and also indeed. I think you should be crippled when in the circle. Yes. Yeah, I think maybe crippled or something. I don't know. I just feel like it's very Oh, you become CC immune. Never mind. Oh, never mind. I'm fucking stupid. I read this as it says reducing your movement speed. I read that as reducing, you know, the opponent's movement speed by 50%. I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe reducing your opponent's move speed by 50% so that it's harder for them to escape would sort of make, like, you know, that would be fine. But the fact that it's just yours and not the opponent's, I think that's stupid. If it was reducing your opponent's movement speed while that's being placed, I think that's fine, right? I think that would, you know, you wouldn't even need to cripple. It would just, you know, slowing down their movement speed would be fine. But no, the fact that, you know, they can move it however fucking fast they want. Terrible. I think, you know, the amount of people who complain about Betty's ult, that's kind of just a repurposed Betty's ult. Not Betty's ult, Betty's Q, where she shoves a bunch of bombs. And you're a moron to fucking stand inside the circle of where her bombs are going. And you'd be a moron to stand in the circle of that and get fucking demolished. So, albeit that's just a lot stronger than Betty's Q. And Betty's Q has knockback as well, so. I mean, I quite like his design. I think this is a good design at the moment. Like, the best design I've seen it for a while out of the bat. But I think that that could definitely be worked upon the ult. It's just a bigger and more damaging BDQ. Don't think it's very, you know, anything new. Well, I don't think a lot of that sort of stuff was anything new. Should be a Sigma ult. The damage, indeed. Yeah, so like you jump up at the same time. It means the air for 1 second before violently pushing them away from your current position. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, yeah. No, I'm stupid. It pulls him up. I completely missed the fact that it pulls the enemies up. I was only thinking about the fact that... yeah, no, my bad. I completely forgot about that. Alt fires. Oh, I misread this. Deadly Domain. Place a pull of poison. So going for a poison champion. Or like a damage over time, which I like damage over time characters, so. Here's the thing. think he has potential, but needs a rework. Yeah. Here's the thing. If you tap, it's Penumbra mode. If it's hold, it's Antumbra mode, right? But here, if you push away an enemy, the your gun is set to Antumbra mode. Couldn't you just fucking hold it? It's like you've got two cookies, a chocolate cookie and and a caramel cookie. And if you press this ability, you're given a chocolate ability. You're given a chocolate cookie. It's like you could already choose out of those two. Why now you're being forced into using that ability? That makes no sense. Yeah, so maybe they worded it terribly here or something. But yeah, no, that makes no sense. And why does this say applies ominous brand where it doesn't state what ominous brand is, but for the ability above it states an ominous brand, but doesn't state what the ominous brand is or does, whereas here, once again, it... I don't know, dude. The way they explain this is a bit confusing. Oh, you see. Oh, so it's... I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. They're a bit... This is telling us simple. Yeah, that's fair. There's quite a complex set of... shit. Let's see how this turns out. But if I select the vertexes here, we're going to align by the top. Of course it wants to be fucking smelly. Align by the top. And align by the top. Someone of you guys sent a message. Align by the bottom, I guess, and then bring it up. They need a polish me is a bit better than Rickmore. Recent champions. Okay. I like how it's not fucking focusing on that, so it's going around weirdly. Just trying to figure out why it's impacting that when that should be separate. Because if we look here, this should be its own UV here. Whereas this is... Oh, never mind. Am I... No. So it's that, but it's also affecting that. Oh, what? Why is this here? So... Unfold. What is this? There we go. Yeah, that's fair. Probably say so as well, Amy. Yeah, models now. Oh. Uh-oh. This is UV'd fucking weirdly. What the fuck is also selected? Ugh, I wish I just fucking started on my fucking knife first. Ugh. Not have that selected. I like how it's having to fucking select those other ones as well. It's just annoying. So let's not do that. Unless we want to. That's just gonna be fucking annoying. Sorry, I'm talking about this. It's quite ridiculous. I don't know the best way of fucking doing this. As I can straighten it on one side, but it's definitely not going to be straight on the other side, you know what I mean? Point in fucking case. I haven't really been told really how to do something like that. Spherical. Might be the best way of looking at this. So that cuts that. If I instead, if I sew that, and then I treat this like a plane instead, and go cut, UV shell, unfold both of these. Amy, no, don't be sad. And then it's about like trying to voice chat with me. I'm like, mate, I'm streaming right now. Like it literally says on Discord that I'm streaming. know how he's missing that. No. Cylindrical? Yeah, that's fair. The only thing that's fucking pissing me off is it's impacting the other. Don't fucking deselect, yes, noggin. It's always pushing those down. And let's cylindrical. That came out pretty good. Not too bad, as long as it's not too much major warpage. It's a little bit of warpage here, but depending on how I make it, I don't think it's going to worry too much. I don't think I need to worry too much. That, once again, I probably don't need to worry too much about. They're not too worried about how these are. Why do I even have a UV seam here when I don't actually need one? Let's sew these together. Let me just unfold that. So really not too much thing going on there, so it's pretty straight. I see. Let's make sure that this inside line, this inside edge I should say, is nowhere near. And neither is that. So always when you go out it seems to be clipping a little bit. Hey Amy. Wolf looking kinda attractive. My color's pretty sick. A little bit goofy, but a little, I don't know, pretty good. So jaw clips through his hand, but I can look past that. That's fair. I mean, it's just his jaw clipping through his hand, nothing too major in that department. I think these UVs are fine. I don't think there's much I'm going to be able to do about that, and I don't think the way that I'm going to texture it, considering it's 256p textures, I don't think I really have to worry about that much. either. And let me object, and then we can. Yeah, I think that's kind of fine. I know how I'm going to do these. Save that so I don't fucking lose all my work. Let's get this. This can be. It'll be main. Let's get the size. Transform. Get. Set. 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 Potentially this could. I don't like that idea. We also want the disc to be unhidden. Of course, move that down. That maybe make it a bit bigger. Just as that's, you know, I'll explain this, but that is there. It's just gonna have some money on it, so it's gonna be like, oh, there's money in here. As this object is actually going to be a lot smaller in comparison. Hey Amy, how's it going? You mind sharing some assets? I've major as Ruben, I don't think you understand how much Riz this chief has. They call me the Riz Master. Meow. Don't even question it, Ruben. Amy! Don't fucking do that! You think otherwise? Alright, first off, Amy's in deep shit, so after streaming me, prepare to be fucking in trouble. Second of all, major is Ruben. You know how many cat girls there are out there, Ruben? I rest my case. Let's be real here. Why is it pulling part of the fucking... Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. That makes sense. So it looks like it's actually full of shit. Why not delete the there we go. Delete those. I think I'm pretty happy with where that is. The UVs are mostly fine. It's got a little bit squiggly, but should be right. It's primarily fine. Let me just double check because I think the UVs maybe could do with a little bit of questioning. See underneath. There we go. I think everything's fine. Yeah, everything's looking nice and cozy in here. I could maybe move these up a little in terms of size. So we're not having displacement maps, I don't have to worry too much about how close shit is. As long as I don't draw over the fucking lines as well. But I can work on that. And these. It's good to me. Potentially I could actually wrap these within each other. So have this inside. Anyhow, open. Control S. Save all that. Alright, one done. That's painful. I hate doing these. We'll end with a candle. Here's my issue is of how good quality this looks. Now I'm not saying that as like a all good kitchen a bit. Not saying that as a flexing point, but more in the sense of there's not many parts to this that are like, it's quite a, for a low poly model, it's quite smooth. Just due to me having it being such a small thing, like only 2 objects. Like, yeah, I don't really got to fuck around with the geometry too much. I could even remove this as well. which I hadn't even needed to do. So it's just a case of I just don't want this to be looking so much like more dense in terms of where everything is in comparison to everything else, but I think it should be fine. I think everything's relatively close. And this should be relatively easy. This will just be I don't think I need to show you guys my UVs, so just edge select. Obviously stack these. Cut it there. Of course. Actually, to make this just work a bit better, I will cut that. Usually I wouldn't, but because I have the freedom, I will. Alright, that's pretty snazzy. Oh yeah, that's just stager. I'm obviously going to stick with and assume that this is not your, this is your, what do you say, 512 quality or whatever. You're gonna downsize that, of course, to the 256. Because otherwise I would say, it's just a little bit odd having that being a lot lower resolution to this, but that makes sense. Alright. Did you use Substance or did you use Photoshop? I'd assume Substance. I think it's quite safe to guess that you use Substance for it. Only other thing I would say would be the vents here. I don't know what's going on here, but there's some weird, kind of like, I don't know. You can probably see what I'm talking about there. Like there. Not sure what's going on there. But yeah. Otherwise, potentially you could remove these extra little bits of black that is kind of leaking. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. No clue though. That's what I would say if you want to touch anything up. It's fine everywhere else. Yeah. I feel like the way that this is dragging is very weird. I don't know, maybe it's fine. See what a cylindrical thing would get me. Edge. Now, arguably, this is a bad thing for me to do here, but I cut that just because it's gonna be very hard line. Then we go to I'll cut the that's fine. not do that. But if that looks fine, that's too... No, it does not look fine. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut probably down here. Then I will cut that. Then I will cut that. And then I will sew these. I don't know why these are cut, but... Okay, let's see what I got now. Oh, no, it's not. It's an extremely small fucking UV shower. That one looks fine. This one's another... No, this one's fine size. Unfold it and resize it. There we go, that was very weird. It's really just this. Just straighten these. It's the same issue again. When you select some vertices, it selects that. And I don't know how you're actually supposed to... I don't remember what we did to not run into that issue. I agree, Amy. Either way, that's because that fixes it, but it's when you do it the other way that it does. Shitty shit. God, that's pretty much perfect. Just on some UV unwrapping, which I will not straighten that. That would be a terrible idea. That's pretty damn good there. Apart from this little two parts that, like, I guess face, but the UV seems going to be there anyway, so it's not going to look great. Thank you, thank you. But what do you think about the UVs, Amy? Tyler hates it when I make that joke. Do you know if I can change the resolution size in my Substance Painter file after doing the textures already? Not good at UV tabs. Don't know. I was sort of joking. After the... Just gonna double check, but I don't think so. I have two thoughts, but I don't think so. If you can change in the texture set settings, that might work. Otherwise, let me just open up whatever this was. Oh, it's my katana that I was working on. Would this work? I don't. Yeah, I don't think that works. Changing the size here. Oh, maybe it does, because it looks really shit here. It just doesn't update it here. So maybe this does. Otherwise... Oh, yeah. So when you added the new scene, you chose a document like that size. So yeah, changing the texture set settings would. That changes this. The original and new document, this document resolution, is the resolution that you see here. So mine probably was at 124. It's just... Okay, you can see. Just on the side panel, where it's layers, it's just texture set settings. And just setting this to... So yours would have been 512, which would have looked like that quality. Albeit my textures are quite over... Yeah, let's have multiple things on the same texture, on the same UV. Yeah. So you do it to 256, which should look shite. But yeah, I was doing mine at 4K. A lot. That's a good fucking amount of detail for how small these UVs are. Seeing all that wear. That's good actually. That's interesting. I really thought about that. You can really just see everything. Gonna change your cartridge quality for Stager references. Don't. Your final render should be the same as what they are. Why is Lockend... What's her name? Drawing. Just for you. I mean, if it's for you, then yeah, you can do that. just quickly actually, unfortunately, sew these. So, and cut it along here, because I just realized that that was in the wrong area. And that should look good again. Yeah, that's hot. Just about this, but I think that's fine. Point where I'm not too worried. So, be a case of starting to orient these. I'll just flip this. Oh, that's hot. Interesting. So if I orient this, these will make these straight. Then I can't remember where the foot button is. Here we go. And then let's stack. That's nice. Just about making the most of the area that I have. Yeah, 105. Set. These will definitely be a lot smaller. Maybe not, because it is a pretty major sizing. Oh, you are doing in substance, yeah. Interesting. Let me orient this. Orient that. Whatever this is. Substance is easier. Oh, I don't doubt that. Believe me, I would probably choose substance myself, but I figure if they would rather us using Photoshop, then I will use Photoshop for them. Because I don't know, I think it's good knowing the tool and having used the tool, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. Enlarge that. Enlarge that. I said that we can use substance if we know how to use it. Yeah, not really. I don't know. They seemed a little bit mixed. Fraser said that we can, and Rourke was kind of very reluctant on saying yes. He was like, pretty much don't use it unless, like, yeah. So it's pretty much, if you can, yeah, just, yeah. Guys, it to be the same size. Oh. Stack them a bit better. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I would hope not, but they were. Let's put it this way. You. Oh, Tomas. I thought Tomas was a person for a second. I got so confused. Yeah. Fear. I can't remember what Rourke was saying, but I think it was like the third lesson. I'd been talking to Fraser. Fraser said, "Yeah, it's all good," but he was gonna bring it up with the people, just with everybody, just to double check. And then Rourke was mentioning something, and he seemed very. He's like, it was very. I don't think it was a definite. Do not use it at all. But he's just like, he said, "I don't want you using Photoshop for the first assessment. If you end up using Photoshop for the other one, I mean Substance for the other assessments, then that's like, you know, I would rather use Photoshop still, but you can, but I don't want you really using Substance for the first assessment, just to gauge where everybody is collaboratively, because you could be very good at using Substance, but if you are shit at using Photoshop, then how the fuck are you supposed to do like stuff like Modo, for example, and other shit like that. So I think that was very what he was trying to say. Hello, how's it going, JK Militasala? How you doing, mate? Right now, I'm just debating on how I should UV this. At the moment, I'm just doing some shit for assessment in class, and we've got 500 tries to play with, and I'm currently just UV unwrapping a knife that I've made, which is 482, so I did make it. But yeah, it's pretty good. We've got 3 assets that we have to make. And what are these? What's the other one? Unrelated. But yeah, so I think this is fine. I'm just debating on how I want to texture these as well. Because I don't want to hand paint them. We did a bit of hand painting today, and I'm not a hand painter. I'll probably just download some images off like textures.com or something and play with them so then they fit my look. Which I don't know how I really want to go. I might go for a wooden handle. My only thought is, if I'm doing it like this, it would potentially be better to do it in the sense of I just make the whole thing. I don't know. We'll see. I will worry about that once I get to it. But for now, that's perfect. I will just join these. Mesh, combine. Knife. Then DV. That can be the pivot. There we go. Just center that so it's a bit nicer. You can always cheat and export the texture over to Photoshop if you're really worried about the whole substance thing. Could do, but I think they would know that I would have done that. But yeah. I think they'll be like, wow, you did a very good job and have very good 3D acknowledgement in Photoshop. It's like, yes, Photoshop 3D. I totally use Photoshop 3D mode, which is an absolute joke. But how you doing, JK? Guess still here. There's no open recent, which is interesting. I didn't really notice that. Regardless, candle. Don't know if I deleted my history. I can do that before I export it. Let's start one by one. This is going to be interesting. So let me camera base. I'm just going to shove this on the side. So I think obviously for the majority of this I can just do create cylindrical after I actually make sure I select it. Cylindrical. They're not going to. Interesting. Cut these. Cut. Then. Don't know why it decides to have a stupid. Well, first off, we don't even need that. So that doesn't want the sign. No way. How many fucking things do I have under here? Interesting. Then what the fuck is... Oh, I see. Guessing that's just the UVs and stuff. Oh, okay, that's not actually. I thought there was a face under there and I was like, no way, there's another one. But it's... okay, no, that's... Let's redo this, because I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Let's make my way around this. That worked. It's about cutting these. Let's don't know what I did wrong there, but I'm actually not sad. Guessing that was just an extra extrusion and that I must have not Control Z'd, but that means that ultimately I've got more fucking shit to play with. More geometry. So, like that. I wonder if Amy's still gone. Amy's still burping. Meow. I was gonna say you're probably snagging some cheese or something. You're chilling. That's fair. Ah, yeah. Robux is here. I know you're still here. Man, I don't know how the fuck I managed to do such a big fuckaroonie. Well, I do know, but there we go. That should be a lot cleaner. Okay, so it's got a bit extra wiggle room now. I know I didn't have enough before, but do I have enough now? 516. Here's the thing. I have an idea. Delete these. Have faith. How many tries does this save me? Alright, let me first off delete these. See if oh, okay, never mind. That's just the whole UV itself is just really fucked. It's not the face. But that was some odd as face shit. But do that so it's not as fucked. We're looking at 516 still. How? I don't understand that. It's gonna manually do this. See how many this gets me. Can touch up anything after, I just want to know. Oh yeah, because I think I had verts before. I didn't clear those verts, which is why it was bugging as all hell. So otherwise you just have your beanbag to do, Ruben. gonna be tight. 88, just the bean. Can do 5 more of these. And when I go like that, it's gonna be over. No, it's not. Genius. I only just have enough. Because then if I go like that, fuck. Let's deselect these. Here I have a plan, you see. I have the plan and my plan's genius. There we go. I like it. So subtle, but it's definitely like good. So just case. Yeah, because before this was flat and it was struggling. Now it's definitely looks nicer. So I went something like bam. Holy. It's definitely looking a lot nicer. Shouldn't take you too long. Ah, yeah, that's good. Yeah, potentially I do want to move these vertexes inwards. So it's not grabbing at it too much anymore. I'm gonna do maybe a little bit, just less. Okay, that's much better. $500 tries on the fucking dot. That's definitely making the most of what we've got. I cannot complain about that. I will UV unwrap this. I will not texture these today. I'll texture these tomorrow. Maybe morning. Depending on... While we maybe have a chat or something in the group. But I will finish unwrapping this. Okay. Just a bit. Trying to scroll around this. I need to worry about the old drawing shit we gotta do, Ruben. That's fine. Sort of worried about. Okay, so I definitely will need these. I will do that because it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be cutting these. There's a face, I'm not trying to split it. Cut. Cut these as well. I will question what the fuck happened here. So, and I will probably cut that just to make this main bit as clean as possible. Cut. Cut. Just double check that, yeah, there's nothing underneath of this. That should be fine. Cut. So it's just about figuring out what I want to do with this. I think I will do a cut there. Yeah, that seems pretty good to me. Cut. Cut these. Cut. And maybe along that. Also, cut these. Where did these go? Not sure. Cut. That's probably the best way we're gonna get these. Because these fold in and out, I might have to put a cut there. Otherwise, unfold these and we should be fine. Weird. So that we can re-unfold that. It's looking good to me. That's looking perfect to me. That's looking perfect. That will also be perfect. What about this? That's looking pretty much perfect to me as well. Perfect. I'll sew these because I don't see the point. unless it goes bad. Sweet, it's just very long, but that's perfect. Yeah. There's my issue. This doesn't exist. I was wondering why. It was one of those times when UVs are just forever. Smell. It's an easy fix. I'll just see this. Okay, so it's doing that, and that's perfect. What else? That's perfect as all you would expect. Perfect. Almost. Cut. There we go. Unfold. Back to being perfect. This be unfolded, and I'll just scale it up for now, but that's perfect. That's very small. You wouldn't notice it, so perfect to me. Awesome. Set that, division by 0. I missed a cut again. Camera based. Then go edge, cut, UV shell select, and unfold. That one's perfect, of course. The ones we have. There we go. Set it. Yeah, none of these fucking want to work. Pretty much. That UV shell, that UV shell, and that UV shell are mounted. We go camera based. Yeah. Cut. Unfold. These are perfect. Sweet. Geo_live. Holder. Why am I doing this? Where so I don't know. So these all have to be combined, which is annoying. Here's the thing. Okay, not even controversial, just an opinion. It's just a bit annoying that I might cut these. That's too ugly. Cut. Honestly, just an opinion. So these have to be. That's fine. What's it called? These have to be. Combined, effectively, right? You run into the issue of I'm just like, I don't understand why everything has to be combined. Just as like some things, I don't know, like I guess the flames, the candle makes sense. But like the handle, right? There's no reason that you couldn't have the handle a separate object. You'd input them both as an FX together and group them, but I don't think they need to be a separate object, you know what I mean? I'm tired though. I'm looking forward to doing a bit of sleeping. When it's gonna start? 1:30 tomorrow. Okay. We're even sleeping until like 8:39. I'm meowing, Amy. Oh yeah, well you're working this morning. Indeed. You won't be doing too much more than I won't be doing. You have general workspace. I never noticed this. Never used this. It's interesting. Anyway, I'll probably have to be joining a call as well anyway, so it's not too much. Fun playtime for me either. Anyway, I will run these because it'll be 10. So I'm just going to spend the rest of my time just... I'll delete the Skydome. I was just using that as testing. Why join a call if you have 4 hours tomorrow noon to call? Because there's extra shit that needs to be done. Bear in mind, Ruben, Wednesday afternoon is the only time that we have free. So we don't have our weekends free because a lot of them are working in the weekend. So it's only the Wednesday afternoon until 3 when we have access to talking with them. And we have to make a presentation by next Friday, as next Friday we're presenting, so we don't also have next Friday. So the only time that we have free as a group is next Wednesday and this Friday. So that's A, coming up with your idea, refining your idea, and then having a presentation to present your idea. Now we have 4 ideas. We need to tomorrow refine our idea, and then next, so this is why we need to start our presentation shit, and getting that started in a basis. Friday can't because they have class on morning. Yeah, I know, that's why us BCT students are having a call. And if the BC, yeah. So, yeah, that's why. Just because the BSc students aren't going to be there doesn't mean we can't start on the presentation. So yeah, when you've only got effectively outside of class 3 hours, no, 4 hours, no, less than that. Outside of class, we've got 2 hours of Monday 1:30 till 3:30 to group call. That's not really enough. So yeah, I still think that it should have been a week behind where we did our presentation, because at the moment we've spent no in-class sessions. We're only allowed 1 in-class session as a group to come up with an idea, refine your idea, and then present your idea. I think all that within a 4-hour period is a bit ridiculous, but that's what the shit says. So not my choice, not my cup of tea, let's put it that way. That's what our class is doing. I don't know about what your class. I'm assuming you guys might be doing something on weekends. Or your group, I should say. I don't know if your group's even put the thought into outside of class shit. But our group, we decided on Wednesday that having only Friday 4 hours each week to work on it was really just not enough time. And we just really wouldn't get it done. Haven't really discussed, they've all been hella busy. Yeah. So, if you want an inside information, Wednesday from 1:30 till 3:30 is the only time that we have free combined. Outside of before class. I mean, you can get it done. Not really. Could, but it'd be a very tight squeeze. As it's not just making the game, it's all writing up and then documenting and then, you know, having to do a bunch of all this extra writing and shit. And yeah, I mean, can you refine, iterate your game enough and make your decision within how many weeks do we have? 8 weeks minus 1 week, maybe. How many weeks are we in? We're on our 3rd week, so we've got 5 weeks. Or was it? It's 8 weeks to work on it, and we're already 3 weeks in. So we've got 5 weeks times 4. So you've got 20 hours to, you know, come up with an idea, refine your idea, iterate upon your idea, and then present your idea as a group. I don't know, 20 hours is not long. So that's kind of the part where I start looking at it and going, yeah, this is, you know, maybe enough for you guys, but not for our group. We don't believe. It's gonna be really annoying because there's so many fucking newbies. Get set I mean, it is. It's just that if you piss around, you won't have the time. I don't think that's the right way to look at it, Ruben. Jesus, it's taking a long time. Don't know what's going on there, but... I mean, I have a hell of a good time management. Yeah, but that's not time management. Time management is making around giving yourself enough time to do shit, but you're not giving yourself any time using the time that we have. There's nothing time management, and you can't time manage your shit there. Takes however long it takes for you to come up with your idea, and it takes however long it takes for you to refine your idea and iterate your idea and have other people test your idea, work upon your idea. Shit like that. Where you have enough time and as a group to also make the assets for your idea. Do you know how to make the assets for your idea? Shit like that. It's a lot more than just it's not time management at that point. That is pure making the most of what the fuck you got. Have this inside of it because it's on the underbelly. I mean, what I'm saying is, in theory, the only real time that we're going to have to where we all 100% focus is in the 4-hour slot, the 2-hour slot that we have set aside for class. Set aside for class, what do you mean? Because the class that we have on Wednesdays, I think, are still lectures, unless that changes. Yeah, unless you guys are going to be doing your shit in lecture classes. But that's up to you guys. When we're 100% focused on the actual topic. I mean, up to you guys. I'm not part of your group. If you guys do good or bad, then that's on you. But we have decided collaboratively that the more time we spend on it, the better product we will have. And we want to spend as much time as we can. You can never get back the time you don't spend on it, if you know what I mean. More of what students do. I don't think at all. I think we're all here and we all acknowledged students go dumb brain. No, ours are pretty fine, to be honest. Everyone acknowledged and understood that we had shit that had to get done, and that if we don't spend the time, then we aren't going to. That was a joint decision on our end. I think that was a very good joint decision on our end. So you never get your time back that you don't spend on projects. So it's good to have time set out to get shit done as a group outside of class. It's a very weird shape, but the other one. Would you sacrifice other classes for this? That's what I'm saying. Not really saying we ain't spending any time. Well, how are we sacrificing other classes? I don't really understand your question. We aren't sacrificing any classes. There is only one class where you have to work together as a group, and there is only 1 2-hour period throughout the week when together you have free as a group. If a group, I'm not trying to get your group to do the same as our group, because I don't care what your group does, because your group doesn't influence our group at any point at all. Okay, so if you guys, have enough time with 4 hours, that's fine. That doesn't impact us. If you guys don't have enough time, also doesn't impact us. But if there's no way that 2-hour period that we don't have and can only spend, that's the only time we can spend as a team, as a group, to work on the projects together. That's the only time that we can spend together to work on it throughout the whole week. And cool. Only time. So if we've all accepted it, it's not a case of would we, could we, or anything. We've already acknowledged and accepted it. We have discussed, we have done so. I'm not trying to get you triggered. I'm not triggered. I'm just saying that we have already discussed it. We have all acknowledged and accepted it. It's not something that's changing or needs to be discussed, as it's already been discussed, and that's our group's decision. You guys could do something in the weekend if that better suits your guys' time, but I'm just saying that we've already decided that that's what our group is going to do, and I'm saying we haven't. Yeah, I know. Stack? No. Flip. No, I'm just saying that that's what our team decided to do. Weird. Let's rise again. I really got to spend more of a break, because I'd usually have my Sunday off. Sundays are back to spending more time on my computer. I think maybe Amy, because you're coming over today, Sunday, go for a walk, so I can relax my eyes, get this energy, major energy. Go for a walk, on the block. Saturday, yeah, Saturday. I don't know, around Burnside Park, around the burn. How many ideas does your team have, Ruben? Or was it just the one? You guys had 2 ideas, right? You had an idea, and you guys were coming up with a different idea? 2. Oh, yeah. Oop. What's wrong? I'm intrigued to see how many groups have started. In terms of ideas. I know there's bound to be at least one. Ugh. I just remembered this is something important. Oh. This plane. Sorry, getting a bit distracted. Because there's bound to be. Don't want to call anybody out, but. This is, what? No? Ah. No, it's fine, I'm just stupid. Rest probably not, yeah. There's actually a lot of groups. There's like, what, 12 or so? 15? Because we have big classes, Amy. I think our class is like 100 odd people. Because like 2 classes combined. Whoa, seriously, is your class only 12 people? I knew it was small, but holy shit, 12. I would have thought at least 20, like 4 or so. Oh, I didn't know it was that small. Yeah, Jesus. That's small for UB though. Bear in mind, our class was like fucking... No, shit. Whoa. I can see how, you know, some of your classmates being annoying could be kind of a bit of an issue now when, yeah, just barely. I think 12 would have been the bare minimum for it to actually run. Shit. I mean, the only thing I would be worried about is, as you would know, every, yeah, that is the shit you gotta deal with. Shit, yeah. As you would obviously understand, not every time you have, not every year is the exact same amount of students. And if there's only one bachelor class of 12 students, if a single one of you guys drop out, the course probably isn't going to run. I wonder what the fuck they would do then. You're like 2 years into a bachelor out of 3. One person drops out. What are they going to say? Oh, guess you guys can't get your bachelor anymore. I mean, surely they'd have to give you some form of diploma, but like, that's really fucky. I don't know. They would have to do something. Yeah, there's one course. There's a year 1 course, but not a 3. Jeez, not even a 3rd year. That, I gotta be honest, that's terrible for UB standards. Like, UB standards pretty low. I was actually talking to one of my classmates. I think I was talking to you about it, Amy, how one of our classmates used to go to UB and was going on, so. That's real shitter. But even then, if one of your classmates even as much as fails the year, you know, not enough attendance, fails due to just not like good enough results, or whatever reason, right? You guys would be kind of fucked up. that explains a lot of why they had to get Rob, who wasn't really the kind of guy for your animation, and, you know, why it's so much of an issue of why, you know, Tyler couldn't yoink you, Big T. I was just like, oh, well, surely there's enough people. Well, I don't see why she couldn't have yoinked you. But if there's only 12, you guys probably only in groups of 2. 2 groups, I should say. So yeah, next year I must say, fuck it. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, if you'd known that prior to signing up, would you have still taken the course this year? Like, would that have influenced your decision on taking this year's course this year? Don't even know. Fair enough, yeah. I don't know, to me that's surreal. I don't know. I'm not in your position, I don't. I'm not used to it, so not to me, but I don't know if I would have been. Why are we not stacking? Yeah. I don't think I would have taken it myself. Like, I could have gone to media, but I don't want to do VFX. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think all in all, by now, it's kind of like, I wouldn't change. I think it's too late to change. Not like, okay, let me at least fucking say, yeah, it is, so it's 3D animation and VFX. Never mind. Guess it would depend. Yeah, they do have an animation, but it's animation and VFX. I guess it depends on what kind of VFX it is. Maybe it's like 2D VFX per se. It's 3D animation. I don't, yeah. Let's just say not all VFX is Houdini. And there's a humongous amount of VFX that isn't in Houdini, messing with caches and shit. There's I think there's some VFX that you would enjoy. If you've ever seen, I don't know if you've there's a bit of stuff that we will go over, which is called Niagara, and that's Unreal VFX, and that's interesting, but Unity. But oh shit! But if you've ever seen the old League of Legends VFX, you've ever seen? I don't like League of Legends, but their VFX. Oh no! Fucking shot. That's interesting. Jason Keyser, Ruben. I didn't know that he worked on League of Legends. For context, Jason Keyser is a pretty good VFX. He has his own, well, VFX apprentice. Even if I wanted to do media next year, doing third year. Yeah, what I was going to say would be, I wouldn't bother changing, like, for next year. If it's cancelled, I'd recommend just trying to get a job in the industry. I wouldn't spend another 3 years trying to get a degree, because I think by now it's almost too late to start. Who dat? Yeah, no, we both have him on the old LinkedIn. Had a couple chat to him before. So yeah, all this sort of VFX shit. Like, none of this is all, you know, you wouldn't be fucking, none of this is Houdini even. All of this is, like, effectively Photoshop shit. But yeah, I know those VFX, but I don't want to do that. Oh, really? That's fair. I mean, if that's not what you want to do, I mean, that's not what you want to do. I just would have thought it's animation. It's just not character animation, but it's animation. The same as, like, car animation and, you know, throwing a ball, shit like that. Just want to be character animated. That's fair. Fuck. even is this? Hello? Oh, wait, that's literally nothing. Okay. I'm doing these UVs pretty good in terms of substance, but oops, sorry, pardon me. A bit of a bitch when it will come to the other shit. Just moving some of the UVs around. Resize. Okay, the UVs aren't perfect, but they're about as good as I'm gonna get. So yeah. I'll try overflow when I texture it, so if I want to resize it, I can potentially resize a bit of it. May have to substance. I will not have to substance or anything like that. I will definitely not have to be in a situation where I have to do substance. My only fucking sadness is that we can't use disoriented? Weird. That we can't use what's it called? Subsurface in this. Yeah, I've already read all that sort of stuff. Unfortunately, Amy. I read that, I think. It was just a link to talking about why people don't recommend UB colleges and why UB college is quite bad. And I read that. About some point last year, I think middle to start of last year, it's one of the pretty big leading factors of why I wanted to, you know, go to MDS instead. Yeah, no, I read that, and I'm just like reading through it, and I mean, one person was saying they wouldn't even hire anybody who went to UB. Wish I read that before doing the course. Yeah. Let me just... Like, apparently it used to be good before it turned into UB. But, yeah. I mean, ultimately, the way I kind of look at it, now I gotta admit that it's sort of different, as it's not at all what we took. And I think there are a lot of things to look at it, kind of like, you know, what class you went to. No, he wanted to follow me. I did not choose because I wanted to follow you. Little smelly. But the Yeah, you got okay. I'll play the what's it called? The middle ground here. On one side, you look at it and it's kind of like you that's people's experiences, which are once again not indicative of our experiences, but also that could be talking about Auckland UB or Wellington UB or whatever, right? There's a lot of UBs. There's only one media design school, and that's why the one media design school is good, because there's only one place, so everyone's getting the experience from one specific place with the exact same teachers for those classes. Now here, the amount of animation teachers that there could have been, maybe like 20 animation teachers, if like half of them were shit, half of them were good, we could have had good ones, we could have had bad ones. I would say ultimately, yeah, pretty much UB is pretty shit, from, my experience. It's not to mislead or to stop anybody else's opinion. The situation, everyone's opinions does kind of matter on your choice, yeah. If there is a direct comparison, if nothing else does your shit, what you want to do, then there's kind of only one thing. As everybody knows, degrees king nothing. If you have a degree in anything, can get you jobs that you would not have without it, and positions that you would not have without a degree. That's kind of the way the cookie crumbles these days, and is unfortunate, because if I have a fucking, degree in weaving, that's going to have no relation to, degrees in law. But, there's always some stupid fucking situation where a degree in whatever means more than nothing. For whatever reason. But the way I look at it is kind of like, at least you'll have a degree, but it's about what you take from UB and how you can apply the knowledge. I would look at it kind of like, you're not going to get a job through UB. I don't think anybody's really going to get a job through UB. But it's not a case that you can't get a job through UB. We already had, for example, Lily got a job. I'm not going to say where, because I'm streaming, of course. And, she did fine. So it's not like a case of you can't get a job. It's not like a case of, shit. It's just about finding the right job and shit like that. So also your skills. Do you have skills prior to coming to UB? Yes. Have you developed skills coming to UB? That's entirely up to you. And would you be able to apply those skills in a professional sense? That's completely up to you. I would say I learned a lot of my skills outside of class than at UB, but I also don't know if I would have learned those skills outside of class if I hadn't have been to UB. So, know people that went to UB that have a job. Yeah, it's just, not a lot is all. Or have a job in the industry, I think, is a better way of looking at it. A lot of us maybe have jobs now, but how many of us have jobs in the industry? I would say I know of 2 people that had jobs in the industry. Don't anymore, for whatever reason that is. And I know a handful of us are still studying, and I know a good chunk of us are not studying anymore, so putting that in perspective, I don't know. I don't think it's the greatest to look at, but I think I'm just trying to... Oh, fuck! My back. Ah, shit! I don't know what just happened. My back is now really fucking sore. Oh, that was painful. Actually, think of it, they're film students. Yeah, not related. Film and graphic design are like UB's good courses, or best courses. I think I'm fine. I don't know what it was. I was just leaning, and I think I must have fucked my back at work or something, because that's fine. I don't know. I have a lot of like sore shit. I had a really sore chest. Maybe the past couple of days, like there, and like also outside, like and shit. My eyes been a little bit fucky, so I don't know. I always got something that's going on that's a little bit fucky with me, but yeah, I'll probably have a lie down once I've just double checked and I'm happy with these. But I think I'm pretty happy with the UVs. They're looking pretty good apart from that. Oh, this is it. Yeah. It's gonna be one of those ones. Do you remember? I don't think you would remember, Ruben. Just because it was a while ago. Unfortunate. It's fine. These are all going to be pretty much straight colors with random fucking dots and shit. So I don't think I give too much of a shit. These all have to be the same fucking... I don't understand why the fucking flame has to be combined, but I will combine it and then I will instant save. Increment, I mean. Just in case that fucks anything. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I've UV unwrapped it all. Yeah, that took quite a while, but... I mean, it's come out pretty good. The face I had over here could have been smaller. No, it was fine because I overlapped them. The UVs, so that should be fine. The only thing that might be questionable is how like low poly this is, but that was actually a design choice more than anything. It's having it as like a little finger guard, you know what I mean? I don't know if I actually have any references of that. I saw you sent a message, but I'll read it in a minute. Candle. Finger. Candle. Oh, yeah, no, I can't be bothered searching that up. I proposed the idea to my group. Let's just see how this goes down. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, you didn't need to do it. That was just what our team's doing. I'm going to end stream very soon. Maybe chat to you, Amy. But I think there was something I was going to say off stream. I can't remember. Regardless. Don't need to do this, but I will. New presets not available yet, but are going to be available very soon. Good idea. I was meaning to send it for a while. Yeah. Selfless, and I'm not going to play that just in case it is copyright music. There's some nice flame packs available with Imogen, €50. Of course, the key thing to note here is these are presets. That one looks pretty good actually. Fuck, I like that one. None of these should be, in my opinion, the final look of everything. These look very good though. But I wouldn't look at these being indicative of final results. You should always customize these to be suiting your shit. But those look very good as presets. So yeah, 50 USD, and you get 50 presets, so it's about $1 a preset, which is pretty worth it if you ask me. Albeit not, they are buyable. It's 100 New Zealand. It's because of GST. Requires 8 gigabytes of VRAM. I don't know, maybe at some point I purchase that, but right now I'm not, I don't think, financially capable of something like that. I have the money, I have a good enough amount of money, but I don't think I want to drop $100 on some presets. If it was a new program, different story. But presets, I don't know, I'd want a bit of money going in the bank for VFX before I worry about, you know, presets. Regardless, it depends on which way the cookie crumbles, really. Maybe if I want to do more and I potentially have a job opportunity or something like that, project that requires me to do that sort of stuff. Okay, also, one thing I will say before I go to sleep, or hop off stream anyway, which I just remembered, and I was going to bring it up, I think last time I was going to stream, and I completely forgot. This is actually good and interesting. Maybe not so much for you, Amy, for obvious reasons, but nor would it affect you either, Ruben, but oh, that's interesting. Have they? Here we go. So, Jenga FX has teamed up with Punisher, so you guys would probably know Clinton Jones. To effectively provide Imogen free for August to entrance of the Boss Fight 3D Community Challenge. Grab your free month here. You know, if you are doing the competition, just feel free to claim your free month. Even if you're not, you know, you can probably, you know, have it for a month and try it out. So just put your name and your email, and you'll get your free month of Imogen. Obviously, well, not obviously, but yeah, top 5 winners of the challenge will also receive a permanent license to the suite. So not just Imogen, the whole suite, everything that is there and to come, you'll gain access to. As well as, yeah, they're hoping to get a lot of usage, which will benefit them, as they will have, you know, people, I guess, testing all the bugs and anything else that may be required, and that will be very good for them. I'm, you know, pretty happy that they're doing that. I think that's awesome. We get to see a lot of, you know, high-level Imogen content coming out soon. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing this competition. I've debated it, but don't think I will have the time. But for those of you who do have the time and you're not, you know, fucked with skill, definitely recommend doing it. And at least just checking out Imogen. Awesome program, free month, perfect. So yeah. Otherwise, that's probably really all that I had to say. I just was, yeah, remembering that, which I was gonna bring up. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching. We got about a good chunk of shit done, in terms of, this is due at the end of the month, so I just gotta texture it probably tomorrow and then leave it. Probably have to do some document, I think we have to do, Ruben, which I haven't started. I'm not sure if you have started really, but regardless, yeah, thank you guys all for watching, and tomorrow will probably be more game focused stream, so expect to see me playing games of whatever kind. Maybe Red Dead. I've been trying out some Red Dead, or maybe some other humble shit. No, don't worry. Yeah, I probably won't bother with the document. But yeah, there's some nice humble bundle shit that I got. So maybe I end up playing one of those games, or probably maybe some Battle or whatever, if anybody else is playing something else. Anywho, thank you guys all for watching. It's been pretty good. And I will catch you guys next time. See ya.